This afternoon we're joined by Rovers former physio Phil Kite, and that really sounds strange, Phil, doesn't it? I mean, you've got a testimonial game coming up. Tell us about that to start with.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, it does sound strange, Keith, to be ex-physio, as you say. 19 years, 30 years man and boy at Bristol Rovers. So it is strange to not be associated with the club anymore, I have to say. Very, very strange. But, you know, I've been a gasser all my life. I love the club. But I think it was just time to take a step backwards. I love the job and I love the club, but I just couldn't do the hours anymore, Keith. That was the thing. You know what it's like. It's every Saturday. It's obviously every bank holiday Monday. It's Christmas Day. It's Boxing Day. It's New Year's Day. I don't think I've had a Christmas Day off in the last 36 years. So I'm only 52, 53 this year, but it was time just to take a little back seat and give a younger guy a chance to take it forward. So
tell us about this game that's coming up there, West Brom.
Yeah, Tony Pulis was very kind to bring his first team down. It's the week before the start of the Premier League and the start of our season. So he's going to bring his first team down on Friday the 31st. We're trying to make a really big occasion of it. Obviously, it's my testimonial and it's a game against the Premier League side. But the other thing we wanted to do was get a lot of old players that I either played with or I treated in the past. And we've had a great response from those guys. So I've got the likes of Phil Bater, Peter Aitken, Paul Randall, Gary Mabbott unfortunately can't make it because he's in South Africa. But then there's the likes, players that I treated: Andy Tilson, Dave Pritchard, Richard Walker, Jamie Curtin, Nathan Ellington. Then we got Jason Roberts. We're still waiting on, but hoping Jason will be there. And we're still. I've spoken to Ricky Lambert again. He doesn't know exactly where he'll be, but if he's available, he'll be coming as well. Barry Hells, you know what I mean. So we've got a whole list of players, that are going to be there on the night. They won't be playing, but they'll be there to meet.
Will you be treating them?
Maybe I'm going to say if they were playing, I would be able to come out of retirement, won't I, and treat a few of those. But yeah, they're going to be there to meet the fans, and there's a few that haven't been back, I think, since they left. You know what I mean. I don't think Nathan Ellington's ever been back, has he, the Duke? And like I said, it'd be lovely to see some of those guys, and lovely for the fans to show their appreciation to those guys that were fantastic servants for the club. So it should be a good night.
Tony Pulis, interesting character, because I think you played with him and he was your coach, wasn't he?
He was, yeah. He was one of the youngest coaches at Bristol Rovers. He cut short his career early because of injury, unfortunately, and he's gone on to be a fantastic manager, hasn't he? And he's proved it time and time again, So again, fantastic for him as a good friend of mine to bring the team down on that Friday night.
Yeah, great gesture and a great chance for Rovers fans to see a Premiership side in action.
Absolutely. I mean, what chance do you get to see a Premiership side unless it's in the Cup? So, and he's promised he is going to bring his first team. It's going to be the team that he will probably start the week after in the Premiership. So, yeah, it should be a really good occasion.
Have you had a lot of support from fans of the club, saying they're going to come along?
Yeah, I mean, the people that I've spoken to, are all saying, they're going to be there and they're going to support the occasion. As I say, I like to think some will appreciate the fact that I've given 30 years to the club. Some people might just want to come and watch West Brom, which is fine. And again, people, would like to come and see some of the old players and that as well. So, the combination of those three things should make it a really good evening.
And perhaps a chance for some of those fans who are normally on the terraces or in the stands to meet some of those old players in the hospitality suites, and because the prices for the game are quite reasonable.
Exactly. We've got two setups really. We've got the hospitality suite, as you say, where people can have a meal, and it will be a meal before the game, a 3-course meal, ticket for the game, but also a chance to have a meal with the legends. So Ian Holloway, Barry Hells, Nathan Ellington, they'll all be in that suite as well. So you have your meal before the game, but you have a chance to have a photo, have a chat with those legends as well. Jason Roberts, like I say, all these players, Andy Tilson, Dave Pritchard, as I said before. So that's the hospitality before. We've also got the boxes that are available. So if you get a box, then we're going to get the legends to come up and and visit the box as well. And that's £50 a head. So we think that's quite a reasonable thing to, like I say, to have a meal, watch the game, a Premier League team, and to meet all the legends as well. So yeah, that's and then obviously just if that's out of the price range, then it's just £10 to stand on the terrace and £15 in the stand with concessions as well. So we tried to price it nicely so that everybody can come and again make a lovely occasion of it.
And it's the week before the season, as you said, so it will be fairly competitive, I would have thought.
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny because we rang a couple of players. Richard Walker, he was like, "Oh crikey, have I got to get the boots on again?" We're like, "No, Rich, no. You just have to come and sign a few autographs and shake a few hands." He's like, "Oh, thank God for that," you know what I mean? Because he thought he had to get his boots on again. So all the players that are coming, yeah, it's just gonna be for autographs and meeting the fans, because it's going to be a proper game. I mean, Darryl needed a proper game before the start of the season, and obviously Tony Pulis does as well. So it's a proper competitive game. Like I say, with a proper referee, Premier League referee is going to ref it. So yeah, it'll be a proper game. Like I say, tackles flying in. Hopefully not too many injuries. I might have to run on with the bag again. So.
Oh, are you going to make an entrance? Are you coming out with the teams? Are you going to bring your bag out?
I don't think I'll bring the bag out. No, not this time. The magic sponge. Well, yeah. So it'd just be nice to, like I say, to thank the fans, and like I say, for these last sort of 30 years I've been involved.
Oh, was it your first pre-season when you haven't needed to be in on the training ground? So what have you been doing?
Yeah, it's been strange. I have to say, Keith, when the boys actually started back for their first day of pre-season, I was in Spain, so that made it a little bit easier. So I was actually on the beach, which was really nice. But since I come back, I know the lads are in training and that, so I'm still keeping myself active. But I'm going to go on and probably do some private physio as well. That's in the pipeline. Got a few properties that I rent out, and they needed painting and stuff like that. So we've just been around there, sorting a few of those out as well. So kept myself busy. But yeah, very, very strange to not be on the training ground after all these years.
What do you miss the most?
I think the camaraderie and the banter. Do you know what I mean? I say I'm 53 this year, but when we all get together in the dressing room, we're like a bunch of kids, and you have that taking the mickey out of each other and that sort of thing. But so that side of things, never leaves you, even as you get to my age, sort of thing. So, and like I say, I really think that the players last year restored my faith in professional footballers. I think we've got a fantastic bunch of players at the club at the minute. I think we've got a fantastic young manager. I think can go on to do great things. So I'm really optimistic for the club that Darryl can take us forward. I'm still a fan, Keith. After all these years, my dad took me down when I was 5 years of age. I'm a gashead through and through. So I truly feel that Darryl's given us our Rovers back. This is talking as a fan, not as an ex-physio. He's given us our club back, and I honestly feel that the spirit within the camp now. And hopefully, if we can add a few to it, he can take us forward and get this club back to where it should be. So.
When you look back at your career, highs and lows as a player, and you've had two careers really, a player and a physio. You've been to Wembley twice as a physio, and also the Millennium Stadium. So
yeah.
Were the highs as a physio more than they were as a player?
Yeah, I mean, when I played, I did manage to get to the Premier League, which was absolutely fantastic. Suffered a really serious injury when I was at Southampton, shoulder injury, which kept me out for a year, and that really got me thinking about physio, to be honest, because it was touch and go whether I ever played again. But I worked really hard to get back from that, and eventually got back to playing the Premier League when I was at Sheffield United. So that was a big thing. That was a big thing to actually play in the Premier League. I played it like Man City, I played at Everton, I played at Leeds. It was fantastic to play in the Premier League. Then as physio, I mean, the highlights have to be this last year was fantastic to get us back in the Football League. But I think the highlight has to be 2007, Sammy Igo running the length of Wembley and sticking that goal in. Honestly, Keith, there's occasions if I'm feeling a bit down, I've still got the DVD, and I'll just play it, and I'll watch a 30-second clip of Sammy running the length of Wembley, and it just puts a smile on your face, and it makes you feel a lot better. Obviously, the downside was when we got relegated out of the Football League, that was horrendous. That really was. It felt like a bereavement. It really did. I haven't been a gashead all my life. My dad took me down when I was 5 years of age, and I'm not too proud to say I shed a tear, because it reminded me of all those wonderful people. Ray Kendall, Roger Harding, people like that. You know what I mean? People that they're no longer with us, and it was devastating. It felt like a bereavement at the time, but like I say, Darryl's turned all that around, and we're back where we belong. So hopefully we can go forward, and I'll be here watching as well. So still a gashead. I'm hoping to be on the terrace watching the games or up in the stand, hopefully.
Just finish where we started with your game, your chance
Yeah.
to plug it, tell everyone where it is and what time to kick off.
Okay, so it's on the 31st of July. It's on a Friday night. It's a 7:30 kick-off. So it's the week before the season starts. It's the week before the Premiership starts. And as I say, it's a big occasion. We're playing a Premiership side. Tony Pulis is going to bring all of his first-team squad down. But on top of that, we're going to have a host of old Rovers players and old Rovers legends that the fans can, have a selfie with, or have let's say, get autographs. So it'll be a chance to meet those players as well. Let's say the likes of Jason Roberts, Nathan Ellington, Barry Hells, Jamie Cureton, Ian Holloway. All those old guys that, like I say, it'd be nice for the fans to meet those as well.
Yeah, Salisbury. So looking forward to that.
Yeah,
Guess.
I think you'd be glad to get a game.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's what it's all about now, getting as much game time under the belt as possible.